My next guest has climbed some pretty big mountains in her life, and I mean metaphorically, but perhaps literally too. She wrote a deeply, deeply personal and moving autobiography that spoke about the death of her husband from cancer and the process of grief. That book took over 9 years to write, but she climbed that metaphorical mountain and now is gathering 100 women to walk 100 Ks to raise quite a bit of money. We'll find out how much very soon, which is no small task. But I think Mary Dwyer, if anyone can do it, Mary Dwyer is the one who can achieve it. Mary, welcome to the program. So lovely to chat with you.
Thank you, Lucille. Lovely to chat again.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I think 2018 was when we last spoke.
Well done. Good memory.
Now, Mary, what was the inspiration to start 100 Women²?
Oh, Lucy, several multi-layered. I'm 60 and I was thinking about what do I want to do with the next 10 years of my life. The second one was the increased homelessness, especially here in Hobart, and hearing of the increasing disadvantage and finding it difficult to walk past, so motivated by our community's need. And the third reason was I love walking. So in my last walk, which was a 200K walk, it was how can I combine those? Oh, wow, 100 women, all of who commit to walking 100Ks, every woman raising $1,000 for an issue related to women that stimulates and motivates them. And so 100 Women² was born, Women Helping Women. And we've just launched our first campaign and we now have 30 women already, this is in a matter of weeks, committed to walking. And it's exciting. I just can't tell you how exciting. Every single day getting texts and emails and women putting up their hand and saying, I want to walk and this is why I want to walk. It's fabulous. It's really very, very exciting. So that was the motivation.
Why do you think you've had such a strong response in just a matter of weeks?
I think for many women in particular, men as well, we are constantly looking out into our community and wondering how we can help. How can we make a difference? What can we do? I think many of us also feel overwhelmed by the amount of problems. And I think 100 women, one step at a time, over a course of a couple of months, everyone's going to walk 100 Ks anyway. So over a course of time, even just taking one step by linking into this program, women who've walked have said it gave me a sense of empowerment and authority that I was taking positive action for a cause that up until now I've felt really hopeless about. I think that's why it resonates. And women, oh my goodness, we know how to build community. We know how to work together. And I think the combination of all of those, plus a really easy platform to make it happen, has just had women go, I want to walk. I'm a yes, I want to walk. So it's been delightful, really delightful.
You're hearing the voice of Mary Dwyer, founder of 100 Women². Mary, what does the squared mean in the name of the group that you've started?
That actually comes from a group of men that I went to consult with. I had a whole group, business advisors, tax advisors, accountants, lawyers, business strategists, and I said, okay, this is what I'm thinking about. What do you see wrong? I want to know what I can't see. And one of the men said, I just find it really confusing because you're speaking about homelessness and you're speaking about pay equity for women and you're speaking about women in leadership and you're speaking about domestic violence. He said it needs to be 100 Women² so you can leverage and duplicate that across multiple issues that really affect women in particular. And it was like, oh, thank you very much. 100 Women², it is. And since then we've had inquiries from South Africa, which is already amazing. So I can see the benefit of 100 Women². And this is our first group of 100 women we're getting together at the moment. So we're coming together as a community, also learning what works and what doesn't work and what else we need to do. So it may change, I don't know.
It's still evolving.
It's still evolving. And of course it is, because we're working in a community and different women are coming in with their lens and perspective and experience walking, saying, can you help me set up a fundraiser page, or help me with doing photos for social media, or, whatever they need. So our pledge, whatever you need to help you walk, then we will lean in and help you achieve that.
It's interesting that you mentioned that they come from a range of different backgrounds. I noticed one of the women involved is an architect, and she was talking about her background of architecture informing why she's walking. What are some of the things that you're hearing from the diverse group of women involved?
Oh, Yvette Breakenback is the woman that you're referring to, our architect, and she's walking for the Hobart Women's Shelter. At the moment, they've got a You Buy a Brick campaign where you buy a brick. And especially because she's an architect and just knowing about the importance of community housing, her posts in particular have been really informing. So that's one. We've got another woman who's walking for the Hobart Women's Health, another woman walking for Sir Catherine Hamlin Fistula Foundation, another woman walking for Small Steps. We're walking, and I've got a team who's walking with me. We're walking for the women who've been affected by the floods in Lismore. When you hear stories, the news has moved on, but the stories and the heartbreak of those women and what they're facing every single day, and it's still raining. As of last night, it's still raining. They've had 2 metres of rain in the last few months.
It's incredible.
I know when I spoke to the Lismore Northern Rivers women's community and saying, what do you need? They said underwear. We need underwear. The women don't have underwear. They had the underwear that they're in. They don't have access to money. Their cars have gone. They can't get to the shops. The shops aren't open. So we want underwear. So the causes are varied. What we're saying to women is find a cause that you're really passionate about, and then align with a charity that's already serving that cause, and we will walk to support that charity, and we'll walk to support that cause that you are passionate about.
Mary, for people who are interested in getting involved or just reading about it more, where can they head to learn more about it?
The best place to go is a website, which is under my name at the moment, marycdwyer.com/100 Women Squared. If you just go to marycdwyer.com, you'll see 100 Women Squared. We're also 100 Women Squared on Facebook, 100 Women Squared on Instagram, or go to GoFundMe and type in 100 Women Squared, and you'll see the pictures of all the beautiful women who are walking and the causes that they're walking for.
And Mary, we're rapidly approaching the news. I did mention in that introduction your book that I spoke with you about in 2018. It's been a few years now. Have you had much feedback, even globally, about that book?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Over and over and over again, people saying, thank you so much. It helped me cope with my own grief. That's probably the most important thing. It helped me navigate my father's death. It helped me care for my child who was dying. It was a gift to me and a gift to the world, and it's still selling. So that's fantastic.
The gift that keeps giving. Thank you so much for your time, Mary. If you are interested in learning more about the 100 Women Squared group that Mary is the founder of, you can head to marycdwyer.com and you'll find a tab there to learn more about that particular organisation, almost like a community movement in a sense. And that book that I mentioned as well, which Mary released in 2018, is called The Final Act of Grace. We spoke back in 2018, and that is a conversation that has stayed with me for years, a really, really special book.